up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
A lot of books, and outside of the New York area, the Canes are actually favored in Game 1 of this series. I'm seeing it right now. I'm looking. I see a minus 115 Canes, Rangers minus 105.
I like the 6 and 7 games prop, like I took with Boston, Toronto, which we now know is going to cash. I think it's got a chance to go the distance. It's going to be a long, tough, close series.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The Cam Rising stuff last year with Utah, 3 months of pretending he was questionable with a torn ACL, ridiculous.
It's a lot of gray right now when it comes to this stuff, and we really are. When people say we're in like the second or third inning of sports betting, that's why I agree.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So what are your impressions of Valhalla, just for folks that have not seen it on TV or didn't watch the Ryder Cups or past majors?
You know, they see a PGA maybe at a Southern Hills or a Bet Page or, whatever it may be. And they're like, Valhalla and Louisville, Kentucky. But like, look at the tournaments produced and it's insane. Yeah. It really has.
Let's roll. This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. The pips, the players, the hustlers, the people that bustle and everybody else in between. The Friday Night Freak Show has begun, and the Boston Bruins season has concluded. The Florida Panthers have advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll take on the New York Rangers. I've never seen as many late goals in the Stanley Cup playoff games as I have this year. Like, basically on a nightly basis. It's funny because I had Boston and I had the under in this game, and I was thinking, well, is it going to go to overtime? There was about 2-3 minutes left, and it actually crossed my mind that probably not. I thought, you know what, someone's probably going to score, actually, with like a minute left. And then, boom, the Florida Panthers scored with a minute 28 left, an absolute dagger. We've seen it time and time again. The Vancouver Canucks against the Edmonton Oilers last night. The Edmonton Oilers against the Vancouver Canucks a couple of games ago. The New York Rangers against the Hurricanes. They exploded in the third period of play. There's no comparison, as I stated, between the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs. The NHL playoffs are absolutely lit. But speaking of the NBA playoffs, the New York Knicks and the Pacers are in action this evening. And most of these games have been blowouts. One team shows up, the other one doesn't. But come on, man. Now it's an elimination game. It's game 6. It's getting real. I sort of expected this game to be much closer. And I also figured since these teams were off for an extra day, that they'd be recharged, specifically the Knicks. Kind of advantage Knicks, to be honest. I thought the point spread was a little high. I didn't play the Pacers. It's rare for me. You guys know I usually play side and total. I didn't. I only played the over of this basketball game, believing that both teams are going to have fresh legs. The Pacers are better offensively at home. And I expected the Knicks to be, I thought the Knicks were going to hang around and be able to score as well. So far, so good. It's right on pace right now. It's 64-56. Make it 67-56. They just hit a 3. The total is up to 219.5 right now. It was what, 216? 215.5? 215.5? So it's up to 219.5 right now. I feel kind of comfortable with it because, like I said, a lot of these games could go over in the NBA, but they don't because they're blowouts. And the players on the bench suck. All right? Like, the players on the bench would lose. Like, it was pros versus Joes. I think the Joes would beat the pros. So there's a lot of bad bench time in the NBA playoffs. But like I said, this game's not a blowout. I think it's going to be close throughout, or at least, like, the Knicks are going to linger. It's an 11-point game right now. 67-56, total 219.5. Pacers are laying 7.5 points. I'm not so sure they pull away and blow them out, though. It's going 7, and then whatever, the Knicks will win game 7 back at the Garden. And the Dolans cash in large because they're going to have both their teams in the conference finals. All right, so we've got NHL hockey coming up here right now. And I'm not really dialed in. I'm so focused in on the Edmonton-Vancouver series, and I'm putting a lot of money on these games. So it's to the point where these other games are sort of like, yeah, whatever. All right, I'll get in on it. And I've had a hard time with this series as well. So Dallas and Colorado. I predicted, my pick before the series started was that Dallas would win the series, but I think Colorado has a win left in them here. I know everybody's on Dallas. I know Dallas are a great road team, but I think Colorado has a win left, one win left in them. One of these things, we're going 7. I think, a couple of these series got to go 7. Well, and I don't think it'll be Vancouver and Edmonton. We'll get to that tomorrow. I think the Vancouver Canucks are going to finish off the Edmonton Oilers tomorrow night. And there's word that Connor McDavid is hurt. Shh, don't tell anybody. And Zach Hyman is supposedly beat up right now and hurt. I saw Tim Peel tweet out, hurt, and he would know, being a former referee in the league. I do believe, like, when he wouldn't tweet something just for the sake of it. And he said, hearing that Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman are both, like, injured. I'm not saying they're going to miss the games. They're going to suck it up. But so the Stars and the Avs, we'll get to that game later. Stars and the Avs. I'm going to take the Colorado Avalanche. Do I love it? No. As far as the total is concerned, I like the under tonight in the Florida game. These are elimination games now. So track meets are going to be few and far between. I'm not going to say it's never going to happen, but this series is a little bit different, though. Jake Ottinger is a great goalie, but he's a little inconsistent. So I don't want to say he's great. He's very good. He could be great. He's great when he's on top of his game, this guy. But Ottinger isn't always on top of his game. He looks a little tired to me. And then you got Colorado's goalie who, average at best, right? So it's hard to bet an under, but I know both teams don't want to play an over. So it's a tricky situation here. I'll just take the Colorado Avalanche. I'm not going to go crazy. My big play right now is the over in the NBA game. Major League Baseball. It's time for the Los Angeles Dodgers to win a game, isn't it? Against the Cincinnati Reds. So Dodgers are minus 200 right now. This game is getting ready for first pitch. Paul Skeens lit it up today. Wow. He was better today than he was in his debut. And I had questions. We talked about it last night. I was wondering, listen, this is the second time that the Chicago Cubs have seen this dude in a span of 6 days. And big league hitters are pretty good at picking up pitcher stuff pretty quickly. And he was even better this time out. Absolute dominant performance. 6 innings, 0 hits allowed, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. Is that good? I think that's pretty good, right? I think that's pretty good. Like, this dude, just wow. I'm sure there's been another rookie pitcher since the pitcher that I'm going to throw out, but I'm going back to 1981, Fernando Valenzuela, although they're completely different. How about Mark the Bird Fidrich? Now we're going old school. Now a lot of people will be like, I don't know who he's talking about right now. Steve Merrill might. Steve Merrill's going to step up and join us. Remember last night, Ohtani, we showed you the lineup for the Ohtani bobbleheads, and I told you, wow, they're going to be on sale, and people do this to sell them, right? Well, we're going to show you about them being on sale a little bit later on. But the Dodgers minus 200, big price to lay. You want to lay it on the run line, minus 105 on the run line. Could put the Dodgers in parlays. We've got a lot of stuff, too, parlay material to use it with. It's a UFL weekend. Oh, you've got the Vancouver Canuck and the Edmonton Oilers game tomorrow. And, of course, they got the PGA Championships. Nothing happened, though, today, right, in the golf world? I tell you what, controversy sells, baby. And Scotty Scheffler, I got to tell you, me waking up and finding out I'm on the West Coast, right? So I'm waking up. That's the only thing I don't like about the West Coast. I do prefer the time zone, but I'm not a massive fan of like waking up like after the rest of the world already knows everything, right? So I wake up and I'm like, all right, what the hell happened? And I log in and I look at the different sites and see Scotty Scheffler. Sort of see something. I'm like, I just sort of assume Scheffler on fire or something, like Scheffler dominates early. And I'm like, is Scheffler arrested? And I sort of went to another story. I saw something, and like I said, I'm so locked in on the Canucks. I'm all fired up. I'm like, I'm reading something about the Canucks and stuff. And I'm like, did I just read that Scotty Scheffler got arrested? About 30 seconds. Like, I'm not minutes later. I'm like, a couple of seconds. I'm like, what? Let me go back here. And then, Scotty Scheffler got arrested this morning. Brady Cannon and Cam are both good golf handicappers, but they didn't have that in their prop sheet, did they? Scotty Scheffler gets arrested, and he's being treated like a hero for getting arrested. And I think the biggest story of the day, though, is the fact that the police officers' pants are beyond repair. $80 pants. And you know what the biggest tragedy it is? Those pants were just one day away from retirement, man. Those pants were set to retire. And the pants have been destroyed beyond repair. $80 pants at that. So, depending on who you believe, either Scotty Scheffler ran over a cop or it was a misunderstanding. Let's roll.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. And it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for, so I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. Mm-hmm. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort
night.
Of has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Gabriel Morency. Man, there's a lot of stuff to break down tonight. A lot of big-time sporting events going on. The Knicks and Pacers, 75-64, 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. NHL hockey, Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche coming up. The Florida Panthers have eliminated the Boston Bruins. They'll now take on the New York Rangers in Eastern Conference Finals. We've got the Preakness, 149th running of the Preakness Stakes tomorrow. And the PGA Championship as well. And I got to tell you, I thought that one of the more interesting storylines last night of the PGA Championship was I saw a video of Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods crossing paths while they were crossing this bridge, and they didn't even talk to each other. They didn't look at each other. They didn't talk to each other. And, you know, like Rory got kicked off the board, and like supposedly Tiger was part of it. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. That was until, of course, Scotty Scheffler rolled up this morning. And one of those stories that's just so crazy that it was hard to comprehend at first, that Scotty Scheffler, of all people, had been detained and arrested trying to enter the golf course this morning. So just for the record, for people who don't know the full story here, I'll go over it quickly before we bring our guest in. And here's Scotty Scheffler. Shout out to Jeff Darlington of ESPN for being at the right place at the right time this morning. If I'm Darlington's boss, I'm impressed. I know that this guy was on the scene at like 5 a.m. this morning, ready for work. And he was able to pick this video up. So there's Scheffler getting arrested. And so the long story short, quickly, is there was an incident in the morning at like 5:30 in the morning. It was dark this morning. Golfers are arriving for, to warm up and go through their their routines. A worker on the golf course got killed by a bus that was pulling in. And I haven't been there, but evidently reports are anyone who's been there before says it's actually pretty dangerous to try to get in there on foot because it's not meant for people to be walking in. So a worker that was working on the golf course got killed, unfortunately, may he rest in peace, by a bus. So the scene became a crime scene, and therefore the entrance to the golf course where the players were coming in it was delayed. Golfers were allowed in. They had to go around another way, but they couldn't go that way. Scotty Scheffler, evidently, it was a misunderstanding from what he says. I don't know what happened, but reports are that a police officer told him, you can't drive through here right now, and it doesn't matter who you are. I don't care that you have the credential, because he had the credential and he was in a sanctioned tournament car that you're allowed to drive in anywhere. So the cop told him, not now. Someone just died, and Scheffler ran him over. So Scheffler just kept driving. The cop got mad, I guess, jumped on the car to try to stop him and got dragged. And the biggest tragedy, besides someone dying, was the fact that the police officers' $80 pants were beyond repair, which they actually put in the report, which I find to be comical. Like the quote, Detective Gillis's uniform pants, valued at approximately $80, were damaged beyond repair.
Amazing.
And Scheffler says that one of the police officers told him that it was okay to go, and it was a misunderstanding. Long story short, he gets detained, arrested, supposedly too, like shoved up against the car. So I just want to say this. So when Cam's the golf guy, so I look forward to your take on this, Cam. And everyone's saying, oh, he's a good Christian man, and he's a good man, and, they're treating him like a hero. But if it was a big little misunderstanding, they wouldn't have shoved him against the car. They wouldn't have been as mad as they were. Like, reports, like, eyewitness people said, man, they were mad. Like, they grabbed him out of the car and, like, slammed him, like, boom, for real. Like, you're under arrest. Like, they grabbed him. Even in the Darlington video, one of the cops told him, he's going to jail and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Right? Like, they were mad about it. But he's Scotty Scheffler, and then, boom, 2 hours later, he's on the golf course playing. So, pretty wild story. And then he played well. Too, just to top that off.
Of course he did.
So what's your take,
goes
Cam?
to jail.
And he played well. And he played well.
You know what? I thought the media, other than Darlington today, was pathetic. They made this guy out to be a hero. And you know what?
I agree with your take. It was pathetic.
Yeah. No, let's just and listen to this. No one talked about all the other players with the similar tee time talking to their wives and associates and doing, like, I got to walk here, you pick me up and stuff like that. The only incident was with Scheffler. They're talking about, like, oh, other players had to deal with this traffic problem after the death, but he's the guy who just goes, I'm above the law. I'll just do whatever the hell I want. I'm the world's #1 golfer. I think it's pathetic. I can't believe they rushed him back to make his tee time. John Rahm lost a golf tournament due to a COVID test, and this guy gets back at the PGA Championship after this. It's nuts.
You think if John Morant did this in Kentucky and ran a cop over, he's getting out in time for tip-off? Hey, I got a game in an hour. Can you let me out?
Think about Sahith Theegala. The guy's looks like East Indian American there. He would have been absolutely tased and stuff. I'm sorry. I think it's pathetic. And the way they treated this guy as a hero today and didn't even talk about it. They talked about the story. Other guys had to deal with this. He's the only one that took it to this extreme. Why? Is he the only golfer teeing off? There's 140 damn guys in the tournament.
I'll tell you what. It happened, and I was living in Weehawken, New Jersey. The backup quarterback of the New York Giants, Kyle Lauletta, at the time, same thing. In New Jersey, to get on the turnpikes, there's always cops, and they're always up to something, all right? No, you can't come here. You got to go around. No, it's closed. It's blocked. There's too much traffic. There's always something. So he was going to be late for practice. The Weehawken police were blocking the entrance onto the on-ramp to get to MetLife Stadium. He went right through it. He did the same thing. He didn't run over a cop, but he went right through it, and he led them on a mini chase. He got pulled over and stuff. You know what happened? He didn't get treated like a hero. He got cut by the New York Giants for bad judgment. So that's the difference of being a pro golfer. And
there'll be more after this tournament game.
And then, not only that, though, then the owner of the golf tournament, they treated him like a hero. They personally brought him in after on a red carpet.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. And it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Well, this game is starting to get away from the New York Knicks right now. I was thinking, you know what? This game won't be the blowout game. It's an elimination game. It's too critical. Plus, the Knicks are good when they're rested. And they had the extra day of rest because of the Indiana Fever game last night. So they had an extra day of rest, and that's why this game was on Friday. They're still lingering, but they're in trouble. 84-68. Looks like the Pacers are going to extend this to 7. Let's bring in Steve Merrill right now. Steve, always a pleasure, man. Good to see you. How you doing tonight?
Doing well, boys. Doing well. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Gabe. You're right. I guess that was the conflict. New York at Indiana, part 1 was last night. And
Fever played last night.
Yeah, I figured they just wanted the Friday primetime matchup, but you're right, it did get flexed out. And by the way, talking about sharp money in the WNBA, we saw that line yesterday go from 5.5 up to 8.5, and the Liberty won, what was it, like 102.66, I believe. Caitlin Clark, keep in mind, they had the number one pick for a reason. It's going to be a rough beginning there in Indiana, I think.
Dude, that's what I told people, Steve. You know their win total, Steve? They play 40 games now. They normally play 36 games. They've expanded to 40 games this year. Their win total was 21.5, Steve. It's like, what are you kidding me? And I said the exact same thing. I said they had the number one pick for a reason. And I heard people, but now they have Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Good for them. Have you seen who the Las Vegas Aces have? They have like grown women that have been in the league for a while and have won championships and can also shoot and score, right? But it's great from a betting perspective because you have all these people coming in over. Guys, you're like this, Cam. Believe this, Steve. Caitlin Clark had the third shortest odds to be MVP of the WNBA. Not Rookie of the Year, MVP.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
Steve, too.
Once again,
think about the WNBA. They finished their tournament. They have the draft, and they're already playing. There's it's crazy, Gabe. When you really think about the offseason,
it's a good point.
Right?
It's a tough turnaround.
No, I had this conversation with a guy today, and I'm thinking about.
But she'll be better next year.
Oh, big time. But right now, from a betting perspective, you can capitalize. And it's hard for people to gel. We've all been on teams before. You get to know people's tendencies and stuff. It's going to take a long time. She's going to be fine, but there's going to be growing pains this year for fun.
Well, she's a very good player, but she's also not played against mostly girls that cannot play professional basketball every day and night. Now she's playing against all professionals. It's going to be a different level. And it's funny you bring up the Aces because one of the records she broke was Plum, who's on the Aces. She's almost like a Caitlin Clark with Ava Wilson, who's one of the best
Plum's
bigs.
not even the best team on her. She's not even the best player on her team.
On her team, correct. And she was the all-time leading scorer at one point. By the way, what about tomorrow,
it's not an insult. It's not an insult to Caitlin Clark at all. I think she's an awesome player.
No,
and if Caitlin Clark was on the Las Vegas Aces right now, it'd be completely different. She's been dropped into the NBA. It's amazing to me, and I think it's a mistake that she has the ball in her hand all the time too. So it's her and it's a good point, Cam. She comes right out of college. She's done a million interviews. It's been a couple of weeks, and now you want her to run point in the WNBA? She's running point guard as a starter. And who's she supposed to pass it to? Everybody sucks on her team. They're a bad team, guys. They're bad. Aaliyah Boston's pretty good. I get it. But she's a center. I don't know what, in the modern era, they're bad. But from a betting perspective, Steve, it's a nice fade, right? It's funny because the mainstream media loves her and everyone's hyping it up. And the sharp bettors love her as well because everyone's fading the fever.
But think about how few players come into to the NBA, especially when they come straight out of high school. Kevin Garnett, Tracy McGrady. It took them years to even be decent, and then they became very good. Everyone thinks of LeBron James. He's the only guy I can think of. And Kobe didn't really do it either. Kobe was great at
shows how good Wembanyama is that this kid came in as an 18-year-old from France and did what he did.
But here's the difference with Wemby and LeBron, and I was going to mention this with LeBron, and Wemby's a great comparison as well. It's even better. They're physically big. Caitlin Clark's not a big. Yeah. She's a guard. Like you just said, she has to run point and get her shot off, and the speed of the game, the size of the game is completely different. So you very rarely see someone step in the NBA and do it, and when you do, it's a man-child like LeBron James, who's probably the greatest ever. He's played more than half his life now. But Wemby's a good
Wembanyama's 7'4".
Wembanyama's another good comparison, but he's a big. Exactly. I can't think of any guards that have done it.
I'm with you guys. She shouldn't have the ball in her hands, Gabe. Exactly what you said. Ease her into this.
No, they need a point guard. She's a shooting guard. She should. I know she's a good passer, but because now she's got to She's got to dribble it and then shoot it and score and pat
correct.
But and she's got to play defense. It's too much.
Turnovers. Yep.
It's too much. You said, and she's not really a pure point guard. So you see, man, some of those girls the other day, man, they just came up and were slapping the ball out of her hand, boom.
She's a target out there.
She's a good player, but all the rookies, all the teams and rookies have been losing in the WNBA.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. Your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Thank you. I appreciate this. You want one of these?
I'm good, KG.
You want your ginger shot?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I need some positivity today. I'm trying to cover this spread, and your vibe is off, G.
What's wrong with my vibe?
You got to get you one of these, G. Get to sip some of this positivity in your life, and boom! You see that? Spread's covered. Thank you, Mama. In a minute, G. Ha-ha!
Let's cut to the chase here as to why Cam Stewart is so upset about Scotty Scheffler and how he was treated. You wanted him to miss tee time. You wanted him to be eliminated for betting purposes.
All making sense now.
Yeah, Steve.
I'm not a liar. Yes, that's the truth. And at least I come on and admit I want money.
It's not a social issue, Steve. No, he's like, he should have been eliminated. He would have not. Every matchup would have won.
Tell me, though, if it was Adam Hadland or one of these guys, he would have been it. He would have missed his tee time. The only reason Scheffler got there is because he's the #1 player in the world.
Yeah, why wouldn't that be a push? Wouldn't that be a scratch, though? It'd be no action.
He played around. He played around.
No, he played because he played. He started. Once he started. Yeah.
Yes. You hit a ball.
But aren't the round two matchups just a separate standalone one-day matchup?
No, the matchups are for like 4-day matchup, tournament matchups.
Yeah, like the
tournament, the tournament matchup. I think meant the round two matchup. Gotcha.
He would miss the cut, Steve. He would have missed the cut.
Correct.
He'd miss the cut.
He would have missed
like, you know what I'm saying?
Against him, you win. So, yes, Gabe, you're calling me out. You are correct.
Maybe that cop bet against him. Maybe it's all making sense now, Gabe. Because you're saying the other cops were very buddy-buddy with him. Maybe this cop bet against him. He needed a new pair of trousers.
Yeah,
I see.
You never know.
And I'm telling you, the fact that the other cops are all buddying up to Scheffler, I don't think they like the other cops. They're probably mad. The way I see it is probably the cop arrested him, said, I'm arresting him, and did it. Chief sees watching ESPN in the morning. Chief's like, what the hell is going on? Shows up and goes, you got to get him back to the golf course. But like, he can't miss. Like, we can't have this.
Yeah.
And then they but then they're throwing their own cop under the bus. But the thing is, you already charge him with felony assault. That's a serious crime.
I agree.
Like, it's not normal to like just charge. They're going to end up dropping the charges in the end. But
he was in an orange jumpsuit.
Let's cut to the chase here. The cop ain't screwing around. He went to the hospital and he's not feeling well. And he's already announced, I've got abrasions, I've got head issues. We know where this is going. Plus his trousers. Yeah, one day from retirement, Steve, those trousers, too. Poor
One
trousers.
day from retirement.
That's new slacks. Unbelievable.
I like how he put in the report, and he destroyed. My pants are beyond repairable.
Valued at $80. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, that sounds expensive, but then again, maybe it's not. I don't know how nice the trousers were. I mean, this is just very random.
All right. This is why, Cam, though, I don't go to Louisville, Kentucky, or Kentucky.
No. I got enough problems here. I'll tell you this. The only two people that get out of that situation are Tiger Woods and Scotty Scheffler. Any other guy you put on the leaderboard, they're not making their tee time. That's
Rick
fact.
Pitino would have gotten out of it.
Yeah,
Pitino would have gotten out of it, too.
Yeah.
Calipari wouldn't have. He sucked too much. They lost too much.
Not in Louisville. Not in Louisville, he
would.
wouldn't have. Hell no.
This is such
That's
a
why
joke
people ask
story,
me, am
though.
I going to the Kentucky Derby? I'm like, I would, but I don't really want to go to Kentucky. If they're going to arrest Scotty Scheffler, what chance do I have, Cam?
You're done. Yeah, they'll put you in the chair.
Scotty Scheffler's going to jail and getting roughed up there. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm not going there.
I'm scared. Like, you're right. I wanted to.
If Scotty Scheffler can have an understanding with a cop, I'll end up getting shot there. 90-75 for the Pacers. So all kidding aside with this guy's probably going to win this damn tournament now, and it's going to be the ultimate story ever. He's going to be known as the coolest thing. People are already talking about it. The only golfer, he's got the orange jumpsuit and the green jacket. But I've got the best of X. And yeah, like that. Steve's got a green jacket and an orange suit. Put it up.
I'm fascinated by the orange jumpsuit. Someone was taking it very serious before they let him out. That's all I'm saying. I thought the whole orange jumpsuit thing is very strange to me. Green jacket. Can you imagine taking a picture of that with the green jacket on? My God.
Look at how he mean mugs for the camera, too. He knows it's my mug shot. Hey, he's mean mugs for it, too. Oh, look at that.
They've already got the door open. They're like releasing him right after that, probably. They're like, look, here's the deal. Put the orange jumpsuit off and you're out. You're out in 3 minutes after.
Listen, we got to take a picture of you. Can we get my best of X up here with the history of golf mug shots, please?
Oh, yeah. This
is good. They got that didn't take long. These guys are pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
I think we got a mugshot one if these guys can get it and find it here.
Yeah. You just had a newborn child 2 days ago, also, man.
Look at this. Shooter McGavin. Welcome to the club, Scotty.
I knew John Daly was going to be on there.
Here's the classic golf mugshots. Tiger Woods all pilled up in Orlando. Shooter McGavin drunk driving in Buffalo.
What did Shooter McGavin go to jail for? What was his charge?
A few too many drinks in Buffalo.
Ian Game met him.
Yeah. He lives in Buffalo.
That is the best. Look at John Daly so beat down.
John Daly's mugshot, and now Scheffler looks the most sober. He's the only sober one, though. Look at him. They're all wasted except him.
Yeah, that's true.
He's ready to go win. He's ready to go win a major.
Steve, he doesn't get goonered. This guy's like to the Lord. Like he's like clean citizen. But I'm gonna tell you, Gabe, if we wins this golf tournament, like I don't know, I might have to. We might have to do something with the sports books. This is out of control. This has been not handled very well. It's
like Jamal Murray not getting suspended for the heat pack.
Yeah.
Special preferential treatment going around everyone. So these are the updated odds. Xander Schauffele's plus 300. Scotty Scheffler's plus 320. Morikawa's plus 550. Bryson's 10-1. Good call by Cam last night. He said, Seth Theegala, keep your eye on him. He was 25-1 last night. He's now 14-1. And Koepka 16-1. Hovland 22. But guys, like we all know about Xander Schauffele and no jokes and stuff, but we all know about his track record moving forward, especially on Separation Saturday with the big Sunday coming up. We know Scheffler's got that killer instinct. The guy just played well, like leaving jail. He even admitted after. He goes, I'm still shaking, actually. He goes, I haven't even processed my day yet. To me, he's probably going to win this tournament, Cam.
Do we have any
And the
listeners
legend
in
of
Louisville,
Scheffler will be
Kentucky?
all-time high.
I don't want to sound bad, but I need somebody to blow dart this guy and just get him out of the tournament. Like I can't deal with this right now. When I woke up today, Gabe, and I saw that story, I'm like, oh my God, finally. I had John Rahm, and the guy lost a tournament because he had COVID. He was 6 shots up on Patrick Cantlay. It was the dumbest thing ever. And now this guy goes to friggin' deals with cops and makes his tee time. This is insane, Morency, what happened today. Like, this is wild. He will win probably, too. I love this. Look at this. It's so good, the orange jumpsuit. You're right.
Here's the scene. Look, there's the scene, Steve.
I really think they put that on him, and like 2 seconds later, he's out the side door. Like, I think the door is open. If you scan out from that photo, I bet you could see like the side door open already to leave the jail. I'm starting to think that was what the deal was. Put on the orange jumpsuit and we let you out.
Look at the big melee here, right? All the media and the cops. And like,
you're right, though, Gabe. I'm sure whoever's the head of police were like, man, I do not want to deal with this for the next 24 hours. Get him the hell out of this jail and back on the golf course. It really does make life easier. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Scotty Scheffler said that while he was there waiting in a cell, he could see they had a TV on, and it was ESPN. And he saw himself on TV, and he goes, "Oh boy!" And he said he saw the story on TV. But exactly, this happened, Steve, at like 6 a.m. So the chief isn't even up yet, right? He wakes up. What the hell just happened? And he's got to go in and say, "All right, yeah, we got to get this guy out." And then the actual owner of the golf course personally picked Scheffler up from the jail and drove him personally onto the course.
I'm pretty sure
there wouldn't be any mix-ups
made by him beforehand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably made a phone call as a local businessman to the head of police, who he's probably donated for at some point. I mean, who knows? It was not good for the community to have him locked up, put it that way.
Scheffler also says that he never said who he was, which might have helped if he did. Right? But we'll never know. It's too dark. No, it's not on video. Like, it's dark, right? There were people there, but they only picked it up as this sort of, whoa, hey, and they got it after.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note of saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell, coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from three on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live, prime time.
We got not one, but two coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has
letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. It's Friday night freak show.
That was the best. That's the part of being successful. You can get out of stuff. You get out of jams. That was the best.
Cam's upset that the average person would still be in jail, and that Scotty Scheffler's out because he's rich. Yep. And I said, well, isn't that the way it's supposed to be, kind of? That's the whole point of getting rich. What's the point of being rich and successful if there's no perks to it?
Yeah.
Yep. I don't think it's because he's rich either. I'd say I know what you're saying. He is rich, but it's because he's the best golfer in the world. It's not because he has a lot of money.
No, it's right. Like, it's not just money. Like, He did it at a golf tournament. It was a unique situation, right?
He did it because they wanted him on the golf course. They wanted to watch him play. They needed him in the tournament because he's
like you said, Steve.
In a way, Gabe, you're winning me over here. You should be rewarded for being that good. I'm kind of with you on this. He does deserve to get out of the game. Damn it, Cam, get on board here.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on board. But imagine it was like the German guy Steven Jaeger. He's not getting out, and he's still a professional golfer. That's why, you know what I mean? Like the thing is, they know who he is. That's the problem. Ben on, Gabe. Is Ben on still in jail? You're damn right he is through the weekend. Probably not even playing next week. Anyway, we're off this topic. I'm done with it. I can't believe this guy made his tee time.
Scheffler's going to win, plus 320. So the Pacers are up 20, Steve, right now. Complete route. Man, I guess it was predictable. Every game's been like this. Every game. Well, the first two were actually close at the Garden, and the Pacers blew it late. But then this theme has started where one team just gets murdered, taps out, and they just play on to the next game. I actually thought it'd be a little bit different with the Knicks getting that extra day, Steve, and being refreshed because they play the same guys all the time. They have a chance to win the series, and here they are. They're down 20 right now, and I got to worry about my damn total. I'm probably going to lose the damn total bet again because it's a blowout again. I got over 215. It's 212.5 right now, Steve.
So coming into this season, if you blindly played Game 6 road teams over the last 20 years, you were 91-59 against the spread, and it's going to be 1-4 this season, including last night and tonight both losing. The Knicks were the only team to do it, by the way. They beat Philly last round. So an angle that's worked very strong has not worked. In fact, if you break it down further, teams up 3-2 on the road Game 6, 64-33, and both Denver and New York got blown out the last two nights. We'll see what happens with OKC tomorrow. They're, of course, down 2-3. But yeah, bizarro world this year. Game 6 road teams usually a very good play.
A big trend that I remember from the last one when there was a Game 7. I don't know if you remember it, Steve, or know it. But if we do go to 7 games here, which we are, but Game 7s in the NBA inevitably go under like 65, 67% of the time, don't they? I believe it's the number. It might even be 70%, 72%.
Yeah, second round on. Ralph Michaels had these charts a few weeks ago. Round 1 is actually 50-50, but round 2 on and rounds 4, the 3 and 4, the two finals, conference and finals are like 90% under. And Cleveland game stayed over the other game, and I had under 194. Every game was 200 or more. It lands 200 with like 30 points in the final 3 minutes last Sunday, 2 Sundays ago, if you recall. But you're right, Gabe. It makes a lot of sense. And Game 6s go under more times than not as well because they're also elimination games. This one tonight is right on the border of the in-game line, 216. Last night, easy under. Of course, Denver kind of called off the dogs early in that game, though.
And it's the same theme, Cam, in the NHL, actually, in which I saw, remember 2 games ago, the Canucks and Oilers stayed under the number. Everyone, it's going to go over. It's going to open up. Once again, last night, another under. We cashed the ticket with another under. Tonight, we see I hit another under with Florida and Boston. And now we've got another scoreless game with the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche right now as we're going to be going into the intermission, scoreless after the first period of play. And, Steve, we got to get another situation here. It's an elimination game in the NHL. And the NHL was very high scoring earlier. The first round was high scoring, and even the earlier games of the second round were higher scoring. The Rangers scored a bunch of goals last night, but it's the same application, Steve, here in the NHL. As these series go on into Game 6s and Game 7s, the way to play is the under. Scoreless right now after the first period in this game.
Yeah, and because by definition, every Game 6 and every Game 7 is an elimination game. You can somewhat have Game 5s, but that means it's a 3-1. It's a mismatched series. But Game 6s and 7s, no matter what the sport, have to be elimination games. And defense wins championships. You hear that old adage. But in all postseasons, you see more defensive intensity. You see more focus. Makes a lot of sense. Now, with that said, the odds makers know this as well, Gabe. And we did see a huge adjustment in that Orlando-Cleveland Game 7 total, and it made a difference. Would have been under most of the games in that series and went over because of the huge line drop the other week.
So the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks, 8 o'clock Eastern, Saturday night. The total, Steve, 209. And I'm more inherently of an over-better when it comes to like betting on basketball, but I'm not sure about this. I think this is another classic example. Things could tighten up in this game. Both teams have been erratic in this series, but I feel like Dallas should be able to finish them off tomorrow. They're laying 3.5 right now. What's your take on this, the number in the game?
Yeah, I had a strong best bet on OKC in game one a couple Tuesdays ago, and I really liked the setup because we got the better team. At least at the time, I thought the better team at home, focus spot, more rest. Dallas had that LA Clippers series where they had to go 6. But since OKC easily won that game, Dallas should have won the last 4 games. I know they've won 3 of the 4, but this series should be over because that one game Dallas let slip away, game 4 the other night, they had a 14-point lead, and both teams took the same amount of free throws basically within 1, but Dallas made 11 less and lost by 4. So this series should be over. Dallas has been the better team now 4 straight games. So it's hard for me to say I like OKC, but the situation does line up well for them. Once again, Game 6 road teams historically do well. They're the better team technically. They are the better defensive team, but I just worry about the experience. You know, that was my concern with Minnesota and Oklahoma City coming into the playoffs, and it doesn't look like they've made adjustments, and that's why Dallas has been the better team the last 4 games.
Hey, Gabe, I won my race to 10 again tonight. 11-9, same score. Like the T-Wolves game. Love that race to 10. It's the best. It's my favorite bet now. It's like
the crack cocaine, Steve. The fentanyl of sports betting, the race to 10. I don't even do it.
Give me more fentanyl because it's working. Like that's my jam.
That's like
right
Four
now.
Loco. It's like that. It's like Four Loco. You're drinking like malt liquor now, and you're doing the race to 10 stuff.
Yeah,
Told you can bet who's going to win the tip off. Like you really want to get into it.
That's my stuff, Gabe. All those quick ones. It's over real quick. You know what's happening. Beautiful.
Running in the first inning's too long for him,
Yeah,
Steve. Takes too long.
Yeah.
Devastating loss to Georgia Tech where they made significant coaching errors, but Miami with all of these changes obviously looking to churn over this roster and upgrade the talent level.
Don't sleep on Rick Pitino. Listen, at the end of the day, the portal is the portal, Mike. Don't matter where you came from, it's where you're going and how much money can you get.
Inside the transfer portal, only on SportsGrid.
And now you have to qualify, and these majors, you got to go do it, man. Like, and it just comes off really petty to sit up there and be like, I'm not.
You know what you signed up for. So I don't like the pettiness, and I 100% think Taylor Gooch should be in the major championships. So in the same note, I'm saying this, but also it's like, hey, this is the world in which we live in right now, and you don't deserve anything.
Only on SportsGrid. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid, your 24/7 sports wagering network. The early line.
Magical and historic season in Lincoln, Nebraska continues.
He is the best player in the NBA, but also in the biggest moments where the national media is watching.
Newswire.
Something that we have never seen happen before with one of the iconic coaches in the game.
Pharrell coast to coast.
The team covers. It's automatic. It's every time. Not sometimes. It's every time.
Game time decisions.
Luka is actually far more dangerous from 3 on the road this year than at home.
This game here tonight, you may want to consider taking as many points as humanly possible.
In-game live. Prime time.
We got not 1, but 2 coaches fired systems in place.
SportsRage
This
late
sort of
night.
has letdown written all over it. It's going to be hard to match the emotion that they played with the other night.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I am Morency. Steve Merrill kicking it with us. So it is interesting. We've got an advanced number right now, and there's a few different ones here. But looking at a credible sports book, 209. So 209 right now for the total. Steve, Sunday, 3:30 Eastern time. Pacers and Knicks. Knicks minus 152. Interesting. Kind of a short price when you consider the home dominance in this series. The home team has won every game in the series. I see a Knicks -3 in this basketball game. What's your early assessment of that point spread, Steve? -3.
Five months ago, these teams first played on December 30th this season. The total for that game was 248. And that must have been too high. It landed 266. And now we have a 209.
And look at the first two games in this series. I cashed in and it was easy money. I'm like, I can't believe it. We got into the
217,
and then I've been getting burnt since.
Landed 238 and 251 just 4 games ago. And now we have a 209. If this doesn't prove what we were talking about, that, we all know they're lower scoring game 7s, but it doesn't matter when the line is too low itself. And
the odds makers, I can't believe they've adjusted this much, though, down to 209.
Tonight's game is going over 216. The in-game line right now is 222 and a half with 3 minutes to go, and yet they bumped it 7 points lower. When have you ever seen that happen? So, it's priced in. It's the same thing, guys, with the teams down 0-2 in Game 3. The first half lines are now higher than the game lines because they caught onto that trend, which was like 65% for a decade. That's the thing with back testing. You got to be very careful. You got to make sure you're still getting line value, and I think these under trends might have run their course.
Me and Dave Delano talked about that the other night, Steve. I was looking. We were talking about the first quarter bounce backs with these teams, and we were laughing out loud. It was like -2, money line -190. And like the first half, that was the first quarter, and it was like 3.5 -210 in the first half. Like they're just putting up, like they're like, we're not going to let you play the money line in the first half. You want to do it, you're going to have to like try to win by 4. So what about the Minnesota-Denver series? Another very weird series here. Game 1 was 4.5, and here we are at 5 right now. And I think they opened at 4, actually. I saw 4 last night. And now it's 5 right now, I see, with the Nuggets and the T-Wolves. 197.5 in this one, Steve. Can't even get not even 198, 197.5.
Yeah, these teams played back in November 1st, 219, played in March twice, 217. I mean, it's lower as well. Can't read into last night's game much other than it sure looked fixed as heck that they wanted the Game 7. I mean, that was just look at this, guys. Denver has
now you sound like Cam. Can't say much about it, but it was fixed.
34, 18, and 18-point leads the last 3 games, and they're down by 50. And they're the defending world champs, arguably the best team in the world. How does that happen? It was shady.
I'm taking Minnesota in the final game, man. I know everybody and their mother's going to be on Denver. We're getting 5 points now. I'll take my chances. Gabe, we won the series price at +1.5. Denver's just a weird team. When they're bad, they're real bad. I actually think Minnesota can actually surprise these guys. I think everyone's going to be on Denver, and I'm going to go the other way.
Cam, the difference, though, is that Denver is bad when it doesn't matter, like early in the first half against Portland, and then they come back and win, like in the regular season.
I understand that.
And Game 2 didn't matter technically. Let's keep in mind, too, the only blowout was Game 2 for Minnesota until last night. And Gobert missed that game. And we all know this craziness when a player is out, how teams overperform. I think Denver didn't show up for that game, and they did show up for the next 3. Took their foot off the gas yesterday. It'd be Denver or pass for me on Sunday.
And let's be real, too, when we get into the point spread, would you agree with this, Steve, that if they're going to win, it's probably not a close game?
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
They're going to cover the spread.
Minnesota unless you think they can win the game. And Cam thinks they can win it, so I don't disagree with that logic. Yeah. And they had, double-digit leads at Denver in games 1 and 2. But, also, does the experience start to matter? You got to figure if it does, it's going to show in a Game 7.
Steve, we've only got about 40 seconds left, but I don't think the Boston Celtics are as good as everybody makes them out to be. What do you think?
I think it's amazing they're as good as they are considering how much they live and die by the three-point shot. And we've talked a lot about that because random variance creeps in. With that said, when Boston has been focused, they've won basically by double digits every game. And the 2 losses have been by double digits.
If they hit their shots, they're unbeatable. That is true. But they do live on the 3 so much.
Game 1 will be Tuesday night, so New York's going to have 1 day of rest, or Indiana depends that game Sunday.
They're going to beat either team.
They will. But the thing is, you guys know betting Cleveland when they're getting 14 was money in the bank. Boston doesn't cover like big numbers against big teams, but they're not going to get those numbers in the next series. That's the problem.
If it's on the road to last the playoffs too.
OG Anunoby's return would be massive if he could get back for the Knicks.
devastating loss to Georgia Tech, where they made significant coaching errors. But Miami, with all of these changes, obviously looking to churn over this